Coming up on the
Texas,
Straight Up and R&D
Houston,
podcast.
LA, Vegas. I mean, I can definitely say Vegas because that little strip, I could see them putting two toll booths on the strip. Say, yeah, you enter in here, you gotta pay.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? Every major city's gonna do it.
New York just keep finding a way to get $1 off a person, man.
Yo.
Oh.
There, look at that. all in sync right now. Damn. Well, welcome back to the Straight Up and R&D podcast. We give it to you real raw, uncut, straight up, with opinions based on motherfucking facts.
Facts, y'all.
And the number one rule on this podcast is we do not give a fuck about your feelings.
At all.
And yeah, we appreciate the support.
We appreciate the support, but like my boy Rich said, we don't give a fuck about your opinions or feelings. Welcome to 2025.
Yes, 2025, episode 45. Boom. That kind of rhymes.
Yeah, it rhymes. Yeah. That rhymes.
But wow, we did a whole year of podcasting last year. Went pretty well to me. Enjoyed it. Gained some good subscribers. The content was always busting down. And here's 2025. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I know the start of 2024 was just...
That was crazy.
Wow.
I wouldn't have even predicted what happened in 2024 to happen. And that election year was super crazy. But now 2025... Post-election, we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know. I can't really predict what else is really going to happen for this year.
Yeah, I mean,
just wait and see.
There's a lot of. I mean, it did start off with a bang with a lot of like those. What's it called? The bombing in Vegas. The car bombing with the dude in the Tesla Cybertruck.
Yeah, when that came out, I thought it was fake at first.
It looked fake. It looked like an AI generated video.
Yo, I'm like, no way this is real. That shit was real.
Yeah, and then we had the New Orleans where the guy ran over all these people in the crowd.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
And young people died. I remember this one story of a girl. I think she was like 18 years old. She died, and then the mom was actually telling her not to go, but she went, and that's what happened. She died.
Damn. R.I.P. to those people.
R.I.P. to all of those people. Man. Like, you just want to have fun, bringing a new year on a high note, and then some maniac, some a-hole maniac just decided to just kill everybody and just, I don't know. I just don't know what goes through people's mind.
Yeah, that's really sad. But we don't want to start the podcast off on a sad note. I mean, we really do hope that everything else shapes out to be pretty well. But hey, we just got to live in 2025 and see what's going to happen, honestly. So get your mind right, get your paper straight, and let's jump into this congestion pricing.
Boo.
So if you are a New Yorker and you don't know by now, congestion prices is in full effect. $9 every day entering Manhattan below 60th Street.
Yeah. You know what's really crazy about that? I thought originally, I didn't know it was going to affect the bridges, like Williamsburg Bridge, Brooklyn Bridge. Mm-hmm. I thought it was like, all right, once you enter Manhattan, as long as you just don't drive in this part, you won't be charged. The way it's looking, as long as you enter Manhattan,
period,
you're getting charged $9.
Because we know most, I think the population of Brooklyn is like the second largest. So like most people are going to be coming in either on the Brooklyn, Williamsburg, Manhattan Bridge, and maybe if you're by Greenpoint, you might take the Queensboro Bridge or 58th Street Bridge. But it's like, you're going to get told regardless.
See, my thing is, so Hochul, which I can't wait to vote her out of office, Main thing is like, hey, this is improved MTA, right? So I think it's estimated to get like around $500 to $800 million a year from this, and this is supposed to improve MTA. My thing is though, and do I believe that? We'll wait and see.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not going to happen because one, I think they need to do an audit of what all of this money is going towards and what MTA is doing with all of this money. Because now they raised the fare to $3 now, so you have congestion and pricing in place, which is supposed to improve MTA, and now you increase the fare. And my main thing is people don't feel safe in the subway. Bro, I take the subway every day, almost every day. I always just have to look. There's always somebody in the car that's just mentally unstable, and I have to be on my P's. I mean, I'm on my P's and Q's anyway, just walking around in New York. Mm-hmm. But in the train car where you're trapped with these people, there's no police around. Like I was coming home the other day, and this guy here talking to himself like, yo, I just got out. I want to submit my paperwork. I'm going to shoot all these cops, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, is he on the phone? I'm looking for an AirPod. Bro,
AirPod.
I'm looking at him.
I'd be concerned if he was on the phone saying that too.
Because he's dead having a full-blown conversation and everybody's looking at him on the train starting to move away. And then I'm like, see, this is the type of shit that's happening on the train. And then I got off. What if he was really like, for real about what he said? And then I noticed his hand is in his pocket the whole time.
Yo,
like, what if he's holding a weapon? Like, these are the type of people that get on the train. And then there's no police there because there's only so many cops you can have in all these train carts. So that's the thing with this congestion price. You're forcing people to go and take the train. And how are you going to keep them safe? People getting lit up on fire. I mean, how many slice? There's stabbings going around. It's like the train stations is not safe. They're not safe. But you're forcing people to take that mode of transportation. And I think it's BS. Like, there are a lot of people, even though it's widely known there's no parking in Manhattan, people are like, I'll pay for parking. Like, what? Some of them parking garages like $27 an hour.
$50 a day, $60 a day.
Yeah. They were like, I'll pay for that because they feel more safe driving to work in a comfort of their own vehicle than being around people in the train car that they don't know and people who are mentally unstable and homeless people who sleeping on the car and peeing. And it's like, bro, I was in the train car and this man whipped it out, started peeing. I'm just like, so I had to get off the stop and then go and walk up the platform and just get in another cart. I'm like, bro, I remember I came home to my wife that I'm like, yeah, this man just whipped it out and just started peeing everywhere. Like, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. So it's like, all right, what are your plans to protect the people of New York who you're forcing to take the train now because you have congestion pricing in place?
They're not doing a damn thing. And you know that even with the revenue that the MTA is supposed to be getting, they're supposed to be getting $1 billion over the course of a certain amount of years. They're supposed to be bringing in all this money, but since Hochul changed the price from 15 to 9, that obviously is going to take them longer to reach that goal, right? And one other thing that a lot of people forget is that we have a $33 billion deficit, right, in the New York State budget.
Yeah.
Meaning the money that we were supposed to make from the congestion pricing is not going to cover that. And now they're thinking of raising the taxes on people to get that $33 billion.
Yeah, they're like all options on the table and taxes might be raised.
So this is going to be in effect by April. So now all those people who wanted a congestion pricing, right? All those people who wanted migrants to come in here and be taken care of, now you're literally going to be paying for it back plus more Because
Plus
now
more.
you got to pay for the congestion pricing, and now you're gonna pay for higher tax. You're gonna get taxed higher. So like, what like how does all of this even make sense?
Yeah, and like,
And which was a good thing, raising the child tax credit, right?
mm-hmm.
You get $1,000 for your child. That's good, but then again, that's still taxpayer money. You made that promise, you put it in effect. Now you're even down even more money. So like, how do you expect people to live at this point?
There's a never ending cycle, bro. And even with this congestion prices, it's $9 for now.
No, I think every 3 years is gonna increase.
That's what I'm saying. So the price is only going to keep going up and up and up. We're gonna get to the point where it's going to be that original $15 or so.
It's gonna even exceed that.
Yeah, and it's going to exceed that. So it's like, yo, I feel like there should be a cap to this at a certain point. Like, can you imagine where it's going to be a couple years from now where it's $20-something to enter Manhattan?
They're gonna chalk it up to the price of inflation and all this other stupidness, which is like, we're trying to lower inflation, but.
And then people will try to compare, like, well, Florida, Texas have tolls all over the place. They don't have any state income tax.
And their tolls is like
$2.
Not even. It's like 50 cents.
Yeah, it's like so low. Like
75 cents.
When I rented a car in Florida, it was like $1 here, a couple of cents there. It wasn't like nothing crazy. So I'm like, they don't have no $9 tax to drive in their own city, and they're projected to go up to $20-something. It's like, come on.
And they're driving further distances. So it's like, okay, I mean, I'm driving 10 miles to go to downtown Miami. Yeah, I'll pay 75 cents to get there a little bit faster, or $1.25. I think it fluctuates with like peak demand, like peak times and stuff. I think the price fluctuates. But it's like, come on, $1, $2 is nothing compared to $9, regardless if you're there for the whole day or not. Because even if you get off the Queensboro Bridge, I think there's like the way the exit is designed is that if you come off, you get tolled like right away. Like, let's say you're in Queens, you're trying to get to Manhattan to go to the Bronx. You cross over, you get tolled because it's on 59th Street. Right? And if you make that right to go up, there's another toll booth that catch you coming out, and then it charges you because you entered and then you exit.
Yeah.
So even if you're in there for 2 minutes, that's $9.
That's $9.
Just to take that bridge. And you're not even going in the central business district. So I'm like, yo, this is such a scam. And not only that, Uber and Lyft was charging people congestion pricing when they didn't even, their ride wasn't even in the congestion zone.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is going to affect a lot. Obviously, Uber and Lyft, they're going to just, tax that on to the consumer. Businesses are going to have to raise their prices because, if you're going into Manhattan, it's $9. They have no choice. And I feel sorry for the folks up in Jersey because they already got to pay, $15 to enter New York?
It's more than that. It's $18.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
The Holland Tunnel.
For the Holland Tunnel, it's $18?
$18. I think it's 18
Damn, I've been out of touch.
something. $18 and change.
And now tax on the $9.
Plus $9.
It's like, my goodness gracious, yo. Like, we are just... It's getting out of control.
But you know what? The New Jersey governor. You know what they might do?
But they try to sue already.
No, they're not gonna win the lawsuit. All right, I'm gonna just cut to the chase. Skip all the build up and in anticipation. They're not gonna get it overturned. So what New Jersey is gonna do? They're gonna put a toll for people coming from New York to New Jersey to pay for their transit system.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they're going to do.
Yeah,
they're going to say, okay, well, you are taxing our residents to come here, and these are workers that's stimulating your state, right? Helping your city, bringing revenue to your city. Because you got to remember, residents of New Jersey that live in Newark.
That's very common.
They're coming over here, and they're spending their dollars in New York City. When lunchtime, whatever BS, doctor's appointments, all that stuff. They're spending the money in New York City.
Yeah. For all y'all viewers, it's very common for people to live in Jersey because it's cheaper and to work in New York. Plenty of coworkers I know
plenty of people
that take that probably drive halfway and then take the path sometimes. Or this guy who I don't even know just drive straight into the city and just search for street parking. So like it's very common for people who live in New Jersey to live out there and just come and work in the city.
Yeah.
And now they're just getting screwed.
So they're going to get double whammy screwed because they got to pay to come in. Then they got to pay to go back to their state.
Yeah.
And their governor is saying, hey, we have a New Jersey transit as well, and we want to improve it as well. They have a case, right? I mean, New Jersey Transit, the buses and stuff. I mean, I took it maybe 2-3 times. It's not the best.
I took the path. It was all right.
I took the bus. It's not the best, but it's all right.
It gets the job done.
It gets the job done. It's not overly complicated like the MTA's BS. But could it use some upgrades? Yeah, they could use some new buses. Like their buses are old.
Yeah, they're old.
I'm sure their workers want better pay. You know what I'm saying? So now look at the predicament this put everybody at now. You see what I'm saying?
And watch who. My thing is like, all right, New York is the first state to do it. Who's gonna follow?
Every major city is gonna follow this.
Yep.
Give this congestion pricing 2-3 years. Others they're gonna say, yeah, we conducted a study based off of how New York is. It's gonna be in Texas, Houston, LA, Vegas. I mean, I can definitely say Vegas because that little strip, I could see them putting 2 toll booths on the strip. Say, yeah, you enter in here, you gotta pay.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? Every city, every major city is gonna do it.
New York just keep finding a way to get $1 off a person, man. That what really makes me mad. It's like when I went to school, when I was in school, people be like, "Oh, you're from New York?" They automatically have this fantasy that everybody in New York is rich. What's that girl? Everybody living that Gossip Girl TV show life, going to private schools, living in the city. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's a trust fund baby and all that. I'm like, no. I don't live in the city, paying $3,000 a month. People living in Brooklyn, people living in Queens, people living in Bronx.
Outside of New York City.
Outside of Manhattan. You know what I mean? That's not everybody's reality. What you see on TV, living in Times Square penthouse, that's not everybody's reality.
That's not. People living off $1 slice of pizza, bro.
$1 slice of pizza, bro. Like, even in lower Manhattan, there's project buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this affects a lot of people. So, like, when I talk to my friends that live, that I, made friends with that live outside of New York, I'm like, there are thousands of people who live here that are not millionaires, that are struggling, living paycheck to paycheck. Like, you're just putting them in a terrible predicament. And the thing that really pisses me off with me taking the train a lot lately, like, oftentimes now I'm helping like moms carry like, the baby strollers up and down the train, up and down the steps, because there are no elevators in a lot of these
stations.
In these stations. So some people will opt out just to drive everywhere because like they feel more comfortable driving with their families, with their kids. So now if you're forcing them to take the train, that money better go towards elevators everywhere, because now you're just putting them in a predicament. It's like, yo, come on now.
They are. I was watching a video on it. The MTA did say that they're committing to, I think is $600 million or some ridiculous amount of money in the hundreds of millions of dollars to make all the subway stations handicap accessible. And one guy, he was breaking down the price, right? And I think right now there's maybe like 8 or 10 stations that have like an elevator.
Mm-hmm.
They said it cost the MTA $17 million to make an elevator.
That's wild.
I'm like, $17 million? And then you look at the elevators that they have, I'm like, This thing look like it's
just
from
a little
the
box.
1800s. Like it moves super slow. It's like a big iron box. Like it looks like a jail cell on that levitates. Like
exactly.
You know, I'm like $17 million for that. So it's like they have all these things to fund. I think the people that they're getting to work or do the job, they're overpaying them. Because an elevator to go up 2 flights should not be $17 million.
Yeah. It's,
Like, I don't even think the elevator in the Empire State Building is that expensive. Like, come on.
Nah, it's I don't know. I really can't wait to get this administration out of here. Like, you know, Mayor Adams, he's trying to flip the script, but it's too late for you, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're about to be a one-term mayor.
Oh, yeah.
Hochul, I don't know. Like, I don't know what's her fate.
I don't know. It's not clear. It's not clear. What's happening. And what I do know is, you know, I've been keeping up with Adams, watching his briefings and all that stuff. You know, he seems a little bit happier. He seems a little bit more like.
Cause he's laying it out all there now.
Yeah, he's laying it out now in his election year. I think we gotta vote him out on
See,
in November.
and my thing with him though is like the things he's saying as of late. I agree. Like, for instance, deciding to sit down with Tom, the Border Zor guy.
Yeah, Tom Homan.
Homan. Deciding to sit down with him to see what we can do to make the city safer. Because Mayor Adams said, like, look, I don't want some of these people, some of the immigrants in my city who have committed crime and putting New Yorkers putting New Yorkers at risk. So decided to sit down with him to see what his plan is, because this is the incoming administration. There's nothing you could do about that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But majority of New Yorkers don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
And because a lot of New Yorkers are just blinded by the Democratic machine. And for real, I'm being honest. No, because like that sounds rational. Like, all right, well, whether I like it or not, this is the incoming administration. Let me just sit down with them and see what their plans are. That sounds logical to me. But I remember from him doing that sit down and then going on Fox afterwards, bro, I'm hearing New Yorkers say like F Mayor Adams for talking with people in Trump's cabinet. I'm looking online, The View. And I'm like, damn, bro, like, all he did was just have a sit down with them. So that's why I'm like, he's doing the right things now, but when you're in a city like New York, there's really no room for you to do things outside of the Democratic Party. Like, you have to be, like, I mean, you like super, super liberal. Because Mayor Johnson up in Chicago.
Oh, he's done.
I thought Chicago was going to flip bread, though. I was like, oh, with the way things are going, they definitely flipping bread. Bro, they stayed true. So it's like, what's really going on? They're staying true to the blue.
But here's the thing. This is what I think. I think the mayors should be... like in these Democratic states like Chicago, Illinois, like their mayor should be Republican, but the people are Democrat. You see what I'm saying? Because
they got to vote for them, though.
Yeah, I think it makes some sort of balance.
Have to be a balance.
Because wasn't Bloomberg Republican? He's a Republican. Mm-hmm. And he was undoubtedly probably the best mayor New York ever had. Like, he got a lot of stuff done.
But that was a different time.
Yeah, it was a different time, but New York was still Democrat. You see what I'm saying? Like, now I think that's what New York needs. You can't have another Democrat mayor, Democrat governor, Democrat state. Then it's like everything is just going to go into shambles. You know, we got to have like some sort of balances. If everything's all the way on the left, then the left is not always right. The right is not always right. Like, we got to be in the middle.
Got to be in the middle.
You know, and I think the next mayor should be Republican for New York, because a lot of the stuff that's happening makes no sense. Think about it. If we had a Republican mayor, you think all these migrants would be running around like this?
Nope.
No. You think the MTA would have gotten away with putting up congestion pricing without fixing the security of the subway? Like, I just didn't understand how this administration allowed the MTA to go forward with congestion pricing when all of these crazy things are happening on the train.
But my thing is, and bro, I agree with you, but there are people defending congestion pricing in the city.
Yes.
And that's I'm telling you, that's a lot.
There was a lady that was defending congestion pricing. The same day it got it went live, she got attacked on the train.
Oh, really?
Yes, she got attacked on the train the same day. I was like, how ironic is that?
So that's my thing. Is like New York needs a change, but are the people going to allow for that change? I just feel like whoever is running Democrat, New Yorkers are just going to vote for instead of like collectively saying, all right, listen, y'all, how the city been for the past couple of years hasn't been good. Let's try something different. Either be a Republican governor and a Democratic mayor, or a Republican mayor, Democratic governor. Something has to be some type of balance. Mm-hmm. But there's no balance.
There's none, and hope. I have faith for New York to get it together. You know what I mean? Because my days of going to Manhattan is absolutely over. I feel like I'm trapped inside of inside of New York.
Finito.
Like, I can't go to Jersey because I'm gonna get double tolled coming back home. Like, what I'm gonna do? Run up to Connecticut? Like, there's nothing up there. There's nothing for upstate New York. Like there's nothing, and that if you think about it, that's the main pathway to get to the South. Uh-huh. So if you trying to leave the state, unless you're gonna go up through Connecticut and add 10 more hours to get around it, it just makes no sense.
I made dinner plans over a month ago with some friends to go out on Friday. And when it was coming up, they're like, oh, yo, are y'all still coming up? I'm like, nah, that congestion pricing hit. And I don't like traveling without my car. I'm staying home. Yeah. I just stayed home. Yeah. I'm like, bro, like, I don't want to take the train at night and then, go all the way up to Times Square. And then, just to eat some dinner. Like, bro, I'm just staying home. I don't want to deal with that.
Order a DoorDash, man.
Like with me, I'm the type of New Yorker, bro. I drive everywhere.
Yeah, I drive everywhere.
I drive everywhere. Like, that's the point of me owning a vehicle. It's to be comfortable.
That's your right.
Yes, that's my right. I live here. I pay taxes here. How are you going to tell me what I can and can't do?
You pay for these roads. We all pay for these roads.
But
you're going to get taxed on top of a tax for driving on the same road that you paid for in your car that you pay yearly inspections and registration fees on. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. And anyway, I don't know what they're going to do with this $33 billion deficit. It's not coming from the congestion pricing. It's going to go into higher taxes. Companies are not going to want to pay for this, and customers are going to end up paying more. Hence, going to destroy the inflation of New York even more. But
New York is just pricing people out, man.
Anyway, Los Angeles. R.I.P. 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 to all the fallen soldiers out there in dealing with those forest fires or the wildfires.
Yeah, that's R.I.P. to everybody. We actually know people that's over there that had to evacuate. Just trying to send our prayers to them. People lost their homes. People have died, unfortunately. I mean, it's not the air. It's not even breathable, I think.
It's not. And even the animals, too,
Yeah, the animals losing their home. Like, it's just terrible. And I feel like, California just been through something like that a few years ago.
I think it's that they have wildfires every year. I think it's been.
But this is the worst one.
Yeah, this is the worst one, and I think it's named the worst one is because it's in LA, where like a lot of people are staying, like a lot of people, celebrities and people.
A lot of celebrities lost their homes.
Yeah, and it's like when the celebrities are being affected, then it's a big problem.
Yep.
Because all the other years, I don't remember hearing celebrities, talk out about this. But I see now it's really bad, and
yeah, man,
the management look, Democratic state, Democratic city.
Bro, I was hearing that they ran out of water.
Yeah.
And then when the mayor came back from her vacation, I don't want to go too hard on it because it's like, all right, they said she had that plan before, but it's like,
cancel that. Like this is a state of the emergency for your state.
like cancel it. They were asking her questions like, do you regret cutting the budget for the fire department? She couldn't answer. See, she couldn't give at least a real answer. It's like you cut the budget for the fire department and now you're saying you don't have enough water? Like, what the hell? And then Trump comes out, and there was a clip of Trump years ago saying, yeah. You saw that? You saw the clip?
Gavin Newsom.
Saying, Gavin Newsom, you need the water now. Trump coming out the water again. Well, coming out the woodworks and like I told him, we will have tremendous water.
Oh, man, it's so funny, dude.
The way he talks. But it's like, what are you going to say? Like, how can you come out like, yeah, we don't have enough water? So what's the plan? Like,
yo, I just don't get it. I don't get it.
He's the worst governor in the country.
I don't get it, dude. Bro, I seen this guy cleaning up trash. I think it was earlier last year. Somebody videotaped him like picking up the trash. Like the governor of the state is outside picking up trash by himself. He doesn't have like, a crew. It's just him. He's wearing regular clothes, like some jeans, a little flannel, and a hat. And he's like picking up trash and throwing trash around. And I'm like, dude, like if your governor is out on the streets doing this, that means it's bad.
It's bad. It's been bad for a while in California.
Yeah, and the homelessness is ridiculous.
Ridiculous. I literally had somebody on my job that just moved from San Francisco. He literally moved because he said the homelessness is too bad. And he said it's ruining the beauty of San Francisco. San Francisco is beautiful.
Yeah,
man.
I've been there. It's nice.
Beautiful. But the homelessness ruins the image. And he's like, man, he just moved to New York. Got him and his family moved to New York.
I will say, though, New York does good with controlling the homelessness for a big city like this.
For a big city, yeah.
Because you go to Philly. I remember one time I was renting Terminal Market in Philly. I'm literally like having to step over some people while I'm walking, and this is downtown. I never had that in New York, so I give New York credit with that. They do a good job.
I did notice a little bit of an uptick though, and I don't know, maybe because I'm now getting back going into Manhattan a lot more and taking the trains a lot more. It's not as bad as, California and Philly. But it's like every time I'm going on the train, I'm just seeing people homeless on the train. And it's like, I'm not even really advocating to kind of kick them out. I mean, but it's like some of them, bro, it should be no reason I'm in the train station. I see somebody with needles all around them. They taking drugs, getting high. And I'm like,
yeah,
they got to clean up some of the homelessness in the train station because it gets
out of hand.
But it's not as like you can't get rid of homelessness as a whole. It's just it's going to be there in major cities. So yeah, I give New York that credit, but it's still a problem a little bit that has to be solved for. And I really don't know what you really do, but yeah, I guess I mean, like
I see during the wintertime from when I was taking the train a lot, the wintertime I see a lot of homeless people in the subway, which makes sense. It's warmer. Right? Like, shoot, we was having 20-degree weather a few days ago. If they out on the street, they can't live out. You can't.
Which is why I get it. That's
you can't, even 1,000 blankets ain't going to keep you out.
That's why I'm
you know what I'm saying?
I don't want to be rude and say, like, hey, kick them out the train. I'm like, bro, if they got nowhere to go, let them at least just, let them stay in the train. As long as they don't bother or hit or attack anybody.
They have somewhere to go. They just don't go.
Oh, you're right.
They have some place to go, but they just don't go.
You're right. Like sometimes they don't want to go in the shelter.
Because I do hear that the shelter sometimes it's like a lot of people get stabbed or robbed.
I heard that the shelter is like Rikers Island.
It's bad, but it's like then that's where you guys need to fix That's what you need to fix.
There's a lot going on that got to be fixed.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you need to fix. Make it more welcoming for people to stay there. And yes, I know there's some disgruntled people. There's like some, people who just want to be problematic and they're off their medication and all of that stuff. I get it, and that's a part of the mental health stuff. But fund these programs more. Get better workers in there. You see what I'm saying? Like sometimes you go, it's like going to the DMV. You're dealing with somebody who hate their job, hate their life, hate just being alive, okay? And all you want to do is update your driver's license. You know what I'm saying? You get all this damn attitude. But, I think that's where it starts. Pay these people some more money so they can be a little bit happier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And this is another thing I'll say about New York, too. Because people often ask me, why you don't move out? There are days when I say, yeah, I want to move out of New York. But there are other days when I see what's going on in California. It's like, do I want to move out of New York? Knock on wood, we don't really deal with a lot of, natural disasters. Mm-hmm. Like California, this forest fire thing goes on all the time. Earthquakes, they deal with all the time. You know what I mean? I know some people say, hey, the earthquakes are small, not that big of a deal. Like, bro, I don't want to live somewhere where I got to keep worrying about an earthquake. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, Florida. I thought about moving to Florida. I don't want to live somewhere where I have to worry about hurricane season every year. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like New York, last hurricane was what, Sandy?
Yeah,
and then by
that
the
was
time,
the worst one.
That was the worst one, but by the time hurricanes even get here, just a bad storm. You just stay in the crib and just wait it out. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a lot of natural disaster you have to worry about here. So that's what it's like.
The only thing that we really have to worry about is flooding. Because when it rains, the subways get messed up, streets get messed up. I remember one time I was driving to work, I had to go on all these side streets and go around puddles and all this stuff. But I think that's our worst
due to the sewer system too. Them not, keeping that. But I had somebody in the last big flood. I had somebody that lost a car. I had to help him push his car out the street. But so that's why I'm like, at least I will feel safer in this city than comparison to others. I'm like, I don't know. But back to the forest fires. It's unfortunate what they're going through over there. Governor Newsom, he needs to resign. I saw Jillian Michaels. You know Jillian Michaels?
No, what's that?
She's a huge fitness personality, like a content creator. And she lived in California for years and she moved out. And she that woke stuff was getting too much for her. And then now because of this, she's like, Gavin Newsom has to resign. So it's getting so bad that the residents of California are saying yo, we need change. They're saying the mayor got to go, the governor got to go. California's a reset button. It's
too late. It's too late. It's just too late. I think now, all the red states are going to be the new popular popping spot. Because a lot of people are moving to Nevada. They're saying, screw LA, go to Nevada. They don't have to deal with wildfires and all this. The football team is out there. You got basketball teams out there. It's a big upcoming city. Formula One has a racetrack there now. Everyone is going to Nevada and Vegas, in Phoenix. Those cities are blowing up, and those are red states. At least especially around where the city part is. But I don't know. New York may be that next place because people can't afford nothing here. You can't buy a house. They actually passed a bill to prevent corporations from buying real estate.
Like BlackRock.
Yeah, buying real estate. So when a listing goes up, a corporation cannot buy that property until 75 days has passed since that posting, to give other people a chance to see it or buy it or negotiate to have it. Because now it's we're going to keep increasing property taxes and we're not, regular homeowners are not $1 billion companies. We can't afford that, so RIP to LA, man.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do over there. I don't know how long this is gonna take to solve for. But hopefully this ends soon. Really unfortunate. And I guess what is it? Because the heat is dry out there. That is just
So one of the main root of the problem that's causing this is they don't clean their forests. So when all the dead trees, like the trees fall and they dry up, it becomes so dry that it's easier to catch on fire. So if you don't clean up, remove all the old trees that's, dropped down and shriveled up, that starts the fire. And a lot of environmentalists, which is the far left, the same people who want the congestion pricing.
I was just about to say, like, how you don't clean the forest?
They're saying they don't clean it because that's where those certain animals live, and that's infringing on their habitat.
So
and
just
all
let the city burn down.
So, and that's what they're saying. It's like you're causing this on yourself. Like these animals, let them adapt. Like, shoot, we done build a whole city. You think what do you think those animals had to do? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, let them adapt to that. Clean up the forest so your place is not burning down every year.
Wow.
But now they don't have no water. They're saying, hey, when the fire department goes to the hydrant, they turn on, no water comes out. What are they supposed to do?
So what? Just gotta let it just play out? Like,
I was watching the press conference with the two mayors, and like, I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but it's the fire chief is female, the mayor is female. I'm like, I feel like then this is what was the craziest thing to me, which made no sense. Would you say water is an essential tool for a firefighter to have?
Of course.
What about like a fire hose? Is that not essential?
Yeah, they gonna pull up to a fire like, yo, we just here. Like,
the fire's supposed to just go away since we showed up.
We ain't got no water, got no fire hose, but
She's gonna tell the news, because the news, I gotta give these news anchors, they were drilling her with questions. They were like, so did you know there was no water? Like there was a shortage of water before the fire started? Like before it started to get crazy?
Great question.
She says no.
She gotta go.
I'm like,
that's
how?
Her job.
That's what I'm saying. That's an essential tool of a firefighter. If nobody's telling you that, hey, the water reservoirs are really low, we have historical data that shows we get a wildfire every year.
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm like, y'all just went through this. So after the last wildfire, y'all never thought like, hey, let's update the city's infrastructure to make sure when this happens again, if and when this happens again, we're more prepared. Make sure we have a lot of water. That's why I'm like, how are they so unprepared for this when this happened not too long ago? That's what's so baffling to me.
I don't get it, dude. And then they're like, the people are, they have like the split screen, and they're like, we're like, you didn't know? Like, how could? And she's like, no. And they're like, okay. And then that was the end of it. That was the end of it. Like they asked a bunch of more questions, but like, I'm like, how can you be in charge?
He's like, nope, that's it.
And be like, oh well, I guess we don't have no water. So you find out if you have water when you arrive. She's like, they go there, they turn it on, and they find out there's no water. Then they have to figure out another plan. That's more time. The house is on fire. It's literally on fire. Okay, there's no water. Now what do we do? I don't get it. And that's people's lives they playing around with. That's people's lives.
And what are they going to... People lost their homes, yo.
And these insurance companies ain't paying a dime.
I was just about to bring that up. Insurance company even took away like the fire damage in their policies. Like when it's something like this, insurance companies are going to look for any reason to give them the minimum amount and like, hey, we're not going to cover that.
No, it's done. They're not covering it anyway. So you bought a house in California, there's a chance it could burn down. We're not going to cover any fires, period.
What's the point of having insurance?
They'll say, oh yeah, we have insurance for flooding. You know, when they're never gonna experience that.
What's the point of having insurance?
And look, and that's the biggest scam.
I've said this all along. Insurance is the biggest scam. You pay money. And first of all, if I'm paying you money every month for in case something happens, first I got to pay a deductible.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened to all the goddamn money I spent all these years and months? Use some of that. Use some of that, got to pay a deductible. And then you got to see if you could cover me. It's like, bro.
Yeah, we got to do an assessment. We got to see what really happened. How did it happen? Who did it? How it started? And then you're like, bro, are you going to help me or not? Like, but they're like, again, like insurance on materialistic things is really a scam. Like, you know, the house stuff. Okay, if you live in a flood zone, get flood insurance. It just should cover that. Not we cover everything but flooding.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
The thing that will destroy your house, we're not going to cover it. You know, I don't get that. I think that's BS. And health insurance, I guess that's the only one that kind of makes sense. It's like you never know when something can happen to you and you need.
I hear about health insurance.
You know, but damn, man. Anyway, we're gonna make a 180 right now from all that nonsense. But Joy Taylor, she's been in the news lately of some sort of scandal of sleeping around with a lot of people, a couple executives, and a former I guess co-hosts or
I forgot
host.
his name. Nah, they do the show together.
They do the show. It's some black dude, right?
It's a black dude. Man, what's his name? Let's see if I can find his name.
Yeah,
He's a former NFL player. Emmanuel Ocho. It just
yeah,
came
yeah,
to my
yeah,
head.
yeah.
Emmanuel Ocho.
Yeah, him. And then there's like an executive in the mix as well. And then throw in Skip Bayless in the mix as well. I'm like, what is going on? But then again, I'm not surprised. Are you surprised?
I don't know. Like, all right, am I surprised? I'm surprised by the Skip Bayless thing a little, because he offered. They're saying he offered $1.5 million. It's like,
oh, by the way, this is to, you know, sleep around, to sleep with.
The woman who is suing them. She's like a former hairstylist at Fox. So she was like, you know, doing the hair, makeup and stuff, you know, when Shannon Sharp was at the network and Skip Bayless and whatever. Skip offered her $1.5 million to sleep with her. And I'm just like, am I surprised he probably made a move at her? No, but I'm like, 1.5 mil?
Nah, he OD'ing.
So I'm like, would Skip Bayless really do that? And then Stephen A came out to his defense in a way, saying like, look, he don't know anything about the case. He's going to let that play out. But he said from the Skip Bayless he knew, he was cheap and he was very antisocial. So he's like, for him to go to Fox and offer 1.5 mil for some box and then
don't even sound right.
Communicating with this girl to like sleep with her, he like, that just sounds out of character. So I mean, like, can it be true? It can. Like, I don't know any of these people, but that's just crazy. Now, with Joy Taylor, can that be true? That could be true because that's just history repeating itself. Not anything with Joy, but it's like how many times we hear, you know, people sleeping their way to the top. Shoot, people were saying that with Kamala Harris, Judge Joe Brown, she slept her way to that. It's just like we hear this a lot, and then there are some people coming out saying like they knew about it. So it's like,
yo, I don't know. I don't
know. I'm just going off what I'm reading online.
Yeah, look. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Jeez.
As always, man. Like these moderators that's on these shows, whether it's ESPN First Take, FS1, what's the other one?
First Take.
First Take. All these other ones. They have like Colin Cowherd and all these other things. They all these sports things. They put these females there for a reason. To have the men attracted to watch the show, like to hold their attention span. But like in the whole midst of things, a lot of them don't even really contribute anything to the show. You know, it's like, oh, we're going to commercial.
It's so damn.
We're going to commercial break. Oh, what do you got to say, Stephen A? Oh, what do you got to say, Shannon? Like, come on, like, do we really need somebody to? That's like having a third person here telling us when we can and can't talk. Like, come on, we can hold a conversation. But it's like, dude, it's bullshit. It's bullshit, man. It's really bullshit. Like, what did you expect to happen? That's my thing. Like, you see these dudes, it's either Skip, he's got a how many $1 million contract signed with Disney, right? Mm-hmm. For FS1 or whatever it is. Then you got whatever ex-NFL star, $1 million dude. And then you got this woman in the middle who's trying to get her bag too.
Yeah.
Obviously she's gonna try to mess around or try to do something. And look, the rabbit's out of the hat. No shit, they are doing shit. You know what I mean? Like, they're doing the same thing that I was just speculating. She's sleeping around to move up the ladder. And then she was on a podcast months ago, and she literally said it. Oh, yeah, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make your way up. Fast forward to now. Boom, she was sleeping around. Why are people surprised? I'm not surprised. I'm really not. I'm surprised about this whole $1.5 million.
That's what I'm saying.
To sleep with somebody. That's insane. Like,
but then people are saying like, who wouldn't take that? It's like, yo, why did she turn that down? And then now with Joy Taylor, no, I don't watch her show. I don't watch a lot of the sports debate show, mainly because first of all,
it's boring.
That too, and they come on like in the morning, like people working, like people got stuff to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I, at that time, I'm the same way you working on TV. I'm working, in my real life. So it's like, now all these images popping up of like how Joy Taylor been like dressing on these shows with like her tops unbuttoned. They're like, yo, that's why she's dressing like that on TV because she's trying to impress the bosses and. What's that guy name? He was a former ESPN employee. Damn, I can't remember. Jason
Whitlock?
Whitlock. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was like, yo, she got them big old cannons out on TV and stuff. Like now all of this is popping up. People are criticizing how she dressed on TV now.
And don't get me wrong, these they look good. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them look good, and it's like, okay, but I think we're getting it wrong. Even remember the girl that when there was like another scandal going on with the Celtics and the coach. And there was this other black journalist or anchor. She was like calling him out
on ESPN.
Yeah, on ESPN.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's like, okay, here's the thing. When these people accept these jobs, they cannot accept it under the terms of them being over-sexualized. Mm-hmm. You gotta be like, this is what I'm doing and I'm following this path for my career. You cannot accept the job, because I'm pretty and they want someone that looks good, that knows a little bit about basketball and football on the show. No, because then shit like this happens. You see what I'm saying? Like, you get people that know their shit. That's about the job, not about how many, how they look and unbuttoning their shirt, showing all this cleavage on TV. Like, come on.
Like, it's...
And I think that's why Carrie Champion lost her job.
Oh, yeah. She's been out...
Because she's
been doing CNN stuff and all that now.
Yeah, but she used to be with Skip and Stephen A.
Yeah, she did.
And where's she at now? Dust, garbage bin, recycling bin.
Yeah, the last time I seen, I remember when the election stuff was going on. I'm like, oh, she on CNN? That's the last time I seen her. She probably do her own thing. I just don't know.
She doing her own little show and all her own little thing now, but like nobody watching that. I ain't getting no views. She ain't bringing in no real bread from that. She bitter over losing her spot. Who she lost it to? Molly Karam. Molly Karam looking way better than Carrie Champion. Carrie Champion probably jealous. She tight. You see what I'm saying?
Molly Karam is the reason why I don't watch First Take.
Yo.
Because like if I tune into First Take, I'm there to watch, well, now Stephen A. and Shannon, or Stephen A. and whoever. Molly Curran be interrupting them and throwing her 2 cents. Like, anybody care about your damn 2 cents? You're there to moderate, not to debate.
You're not on the panel to debate.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off. Like, man, so that's why I don't even watch First Take. I'm like, man, until they get Molly off the show, I'm good, bro.
You know, I honestly stopped watching it since Shannon came on.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like Skip and Stephen A., they had a good chemistry. And I like the fact that, you know, one guy was white and the other one was black. So it's kind of like you get a little bit of a different perspective on like a much lower note with some of the topics that they try to bring up, like how Skip would always clown LeBron, right? Won't call him the GOAT, won't call him the best, right? I think Skip...
That's why I miss Undisputed. Skip ruined it. Bro, I used to watch the clips of Undisputed when I came home or while I'm at work. Like, you know, just have my earphones in, doing my work. Listening to it because Skip and Shannon, bro, they were hilarious. They have some iconic moments on that show, but Skip had to ruin it. And now he getting sued.
Yeah, he should. I mean, when Skip left, you know, all right, cool. It was iconic that, you know, again, Stephen A. was saying LeBron James is good, whatever. They were going back and forth, but I don't know. It just didn't hit the same no more for me. And that's when I just stopped watching it altogether. I don't even really watch Stephen A. like that anymore. He's got his own Stephen A. Smith show, which is like you're doing the main show, you're doing this show, then you have another, like where am I really watching you at? You know, it's like too many different things. You know, so I just stopped watching it kind of entirely until something like this pops up that's worth looking at.
Yeah, that's worth looking at.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, just too busy to watch that stuff now. The only time I used to watch it in the morning, like if I was on vacation and I would actually be able to catch it in the morning, it's like, oh, okay, it's on, I watch it, but who really has time to watch that shit? But yeah, man, Joy Taylor, I don't know what she about to do with herself. I guess I don't think Fox fired her. She probably still doing her show. I gotta be uncomfortable as all hell.
Now that everybody know, the whole office know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And you heard Shannon, he was like, yo, don't put my name in
Yeah,
this.
he like, ain't got nothing to do with me.
I was like, Cap, you was in the group chat. You was in the group chat
a long time ago.
You was in the group chat, bro. Don't play yourself. But
Yeah.
In other news, we got Angel Reese. You want to talk about her? Like, what's going on with her?
So, Angel Reese news, her name been circulating in the news because, all right, remember when she lost the national championship, or not even lost the national championship, when she lost to Caitlin Clark at her final year at LSU. She was crying at the podium saying people been over-sexualizing her, you know, making death threats and stuff. And at the time, everybody felt bad. But there was still a crowd of people like, yo, the way you portray yourself online, the way, you know, you wear these skimpy outfits, how can you be a victim of people over-sexualizing when you put in this image out in public?
Right.
Fast forward to now, Charleston White was on 520 podcast with Jeff T. Great podcast, by the way. It's actually pretty funny. Jeff T got in a lot of trouble for that. But Charleston White was on there like, I don't give a damn about the WNBA. Angel Reese, she cares more about being an OnlyFans model than actually playing basketball. Because, you know, she's not entirely focused on basketball. Like, she's doing like modeling and she's doing her own podcast, but she's being compared to Caitlin Clark because they just have this whole rivalry thing going on. And Caitlin Clark is just basketball. She just focused on basketball and she had blessings coming in because she just has her head down focusing on her game. While Angel Reese, it's like you don't really know what she truly cares about. And, you know, I'm just like, all right, well, she's just using her image to branch off to different avenues. So now she gets on Instagram wearing this skimpy, very revealing outfit on New Year's Eve. And everybody is like, see, Charleston White was right. See, how you going to complain about people sexualizing when you're wearing this stuff and putting this type of images out there? And my thing is like, I agree. It's like, you're crying saying people are sexualizing you. Then why are you giving them ammo to do so? Like the outfit, the stuff she wear are very revealing. And it's like you could do what you want. I'm not even here to tell you to do what you can and can't do, wear what you can and can't. I don't care. But then don't complain about it.
Right.
When people have an opinion about it, like you're putting this online. Not everybody's going to say, "Oh, you look good, girl." There are going to be people who say like, "Hey, I don't like that outfit," or "That outfit very revealing." And you should know that if you choose to go out in public with that and put that on your Instagram when you have millions of followers on. So now she delete her Instagram and now people are agreeing with Charles White saying this. She OnlyFans.
She folded. Look, when it comes to social media, like you can't control everybody's opinions. Like
people disagree with us all the time.
People disagree with us all the time. You should see under the shorts. Like people saying all types of wild, crazy stuff. You think that's gonna stop us from saying what we want to say? Hell no. They could go kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? They could go find something better to do with their time if they hating like that. But anyway, she just proved his point because that means she was really guilty of it. Because I get it. She's trying to create some sort of longevity with her career, with her name or her brand.
Right.
I get it. But what are you in it for? You like you got to establish yourself with something first. Either you're going to establish yourself in basketball and then go and start doing all this podcast stuff after you done prove to everybody that, yeah, you're the best WNBA player or NBA player, basketball player. You know what I mean? Like, you got to establish yourself in one thing first.
Thank you.
You can't be like, oh, I'm a fashion icon. I'm going to be dressing all like these hood rats. And then, I play a little ball on the side, but that's not really important. Everybody knew you from basketball. Nobody knew you from no OnlyFans or being an Instagram model turned basketball player. No, you were there beefing, battling competitively with Caitlin Clark. Mm-hmm. Right? Caitlin Clark, she doing what she needed to do. She focusing on ball.
Yeah, and she getting all these endorsements.
She gonna get endorsement deals, money. All the money is gonna come. The money and the fame is gonna come. Just if you an athlete like that, focus on the craft. Focus on the craft. The entertainment stuff. Look at Bad Baby and Whoa Vicky and all the mother clowns that was. Island Boys and all these other little
Island Boys.
Yeah, these little, you know what I mean? These little one-hit wonders. They in a recycling bin. You see what I'm saying? Like, the fame don't last long. Like, you're not a I don't even know who to compare because everybody gets dusted anyway. Like, you're not a rapper. Even rappers get dusted. But you in the NBA, focus on your craft, get that started, get a championship, win something.
Because that's how she became a household name. Winning the national championship in college, being a great basketball player. Now I just feel like she's trying to do a little bit too much. And like, if you want to say it's fair or not fair, she's being compared to Caitlin Clark, but it's just like, yo, she's got her head down, focusing on basketball, and everything else is coming with it. Mm-hmm. Everything else is coming with it. So it's like, what do you truly care about? And now you got yourself in a situation where people think you're OnlyFans model, people calling you a hoe, and like, I don't know. I don't know.
People supposed to be comparing her to Caitlin Clark on basketball skill level, not personality or what you do in extracurricular activities. Like, everybody compared with, Kobe and LeBron, who's better. They compared it on stats, on ball, championships, clutchness. Nobody's saying, well, LeBron, he posts all the time on IG and he posts he got a Lambo and he posts he bought this house and nobody's comparing that. They expect rich people to do that type of stuff. But when it comes down to the sport and the craft that they're in, that's where you want to be compared to, where brings you to being a lasting household name. We all know the WNBA, the WNBA is trying very hard to attract a lot of viewers. Viewership is low. They're not making money. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, those two are like the Magic Johnson and the Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Like, they're bringing the excitement to the game. Like, oh, we want to see them face what team they're going to be on. You know what I'm saying?
Especially Caitlin, yo.
That's supposed to be it. And you would be making bank off of that.
And now your name is just mixed up in the mud with all other type of nonsense.
So now you mixed up with OnlyFans models and IG nonsense, going to the club.
Charleston was wild.
Like, come on, man.
You gotta watch it, yo.
I saw the clip.
Yeah.
I saw the clip. I'm like, what? I'm like, I looked at him, I'm like, he's not lying. Like, it kind of makes sense now.
And then what should have been a wake up call when Shaq went on her podcast and was like, the little shorts you wore on Instagram, and if you was dunking on that, you get a lot of viewers. It's like, damn. And then Charles brought it up like, yeah, Shaq was right. Wear them little lace panties and go dunk. Then you get my attention.
Like, come on, dude. And again, it's sad that.
And she's a talented basketball player.
And but look, and it's sad that everything a female does has to be sexualized. It's sad. Like, really?
But try not to put yourself in that position. Ain't nobody sexualizing Caitlin Clark.
That's true. That's true.
Sexualizing.
Nobody. Okay, but and you're right. She put herself in that position. Angel Reese put herself in that position to be over sexualized. Because she dressing like that and doing all that. She went into Raw Wave or whoever rapper thing dressed up like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like she a stripper on, like she looking like she walking on the stage like she a stripper. I'm like, all right. I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what you can and can't wear, but like, you put yourself in those environments, you attach yourself to those things, And then now if the people knowing you for this and not ball, I wouldn't want to be Nike and signing you. That's all I would say. I'd probably want to sign a Caitlin Clark. Just saying. Even Kai Cenat, he got a Nike deal. You know that?
Yeah, I know. He got a Nike there.
I found that out yesterday. I was like, damn.
He's going about the right way, too. Like,
And this dude's not even an athlete like that.
He's just streaming, and I guess he's going to come out with a sneaker. I don't know. He's just streaming, and young boy getting money, bro.
Yo.
Damn, bro. He just streams.
Just stream and blows up. I was looking into it. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to them though. They doing their thing.
Yeah.
It is actually funny. I don't mean to segue, but last thing, I feel like these streamers are more gangster than the actual like rappers now. Like, like I think they're like more about that life. Like if you step to them, they got security that will, bust your head open, and they actually got money to throw. You know what I mean? Like,
nah, they got money, especially like Kai, bro. He making millions a month,
dude.
Month streaming, bro.
The amount of money that guy's making is ridiculous. He's like the world's biggest streamer, right?
He like what 22, 23. He's young, bro.
Because I was watching him on Club Shay Shay, the interview, and I'm like, what is this guy like doing on here? So I watched it, and I'm like, wow, this dude is like, he's got his shit together, big time.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, wrap up episode 45, first episode of the new year.
Yes, sir.
As you know, we're gonna keep giving it to you weekly. Episodes coming out for your head top, and sign off in the comments, subscribe, get these numbers up, and we'll see what 2025 has to hold for us. I'm Rich. I'm signing out.
D signing out.
See you guys in the next one. Deuces.
Later, y'all.